Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I am Constance. Thank you for joining me. In the next episode of my English class, I would love to present to you how to use parentheses and brackets. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Parentheses and brackets. And this is part 2 of how to use parentheses and brackets. You have square brackets, round brackets, Hablon brackets, and curly brackets, alright? Angled brackets and curly brackets are usually used in mathematics, right? Round brackets and square brackets are box brackets are usually used in English or in text. Alright? Typically brackets are used to clarify the original text of a writer. Typically, brackets are used to clarify the original text of a writer, and you will see in this example how such could be accomplished. She is a great friend of that country, Lisa Flynn. So that is one way you could use the bracket. She is a great friend of that country, and you put the name of the person, Lisa Lynn, because you wouldn't know who she is. He, John, is in great danger. John is in great danger. To notate grammatical error, an editor would insert John's name in the bracket. So if you're doing your exams or you're doing a test or you're writing or you submit your work to your teacher and she puts something in bracket and send it back to you, that means that needs correction. So whatever is in bracket, that is what you're supposed to put in the text. So that is what this notation is saying. So to notate grammatical error, an editor would insert John's name inside the parentheses. She, is pronouns, right? Using the name Lisa Flynn and John, those are noun. That's the name of a person, so those are noun. But she and would be considered pronouns. Alright? If parentheses appears in the middle of the sentence, any punctuation marks to be used should never be inside the parentheses. Alright? So if you're writing and at the middle of the parentheses, at the middle of the sentence, you have a parenthesis there. You do not put the comma inside the parentheses or the punctuation, whether it's a comma or a question mark or an exclamation. You don't put it inside the parentheses. You put it outside of the parentheses, right? Because that's where you would continue on from whatever you're trying to say. So as this sentence read, after finding out that he is a doctor, a graduate from Harvard University, 2 years, you put the comma outside here, outside of the parentheses, as it is placed there. We conclude that his presentation on bone strength made sense to us. We conclude that his presentation on bone strength made sense to us. So you put the comma because this is where you would continue the sentence from. So we conclude that his presentation on bone strength made sense to us. Alright? So you put the comma on the outside. If it is in the middle of your sentence, you put it on the outside of the parentheses. Also keep in mind, if you should omit the parentheses, the sentence supposed to still make grammatically sense to the reader. Alright? The sentence should still make grammatical sense to the reader. Example, say we take away a graduate from Harvard University for 2 years, right? Because that's what we have in parentheses. So we're going to take it away, omit it, subtract it from the sentence. After finding out that he is a doctor, comma, we conclude that his presentation on bone strength made sense to us. So you see, the sentence makes sense. All right, it still makes grammatical sense. So let's read it once again. After finding out that he is a doctor, we conclude that his presentation on bone strength made sense to us. All right, so once you remove or omit the bracket, the sentence must still make sense. Number two, the next example here, or note, parentheses can be used to specify the year and birth of a person. Parentheses can be used to specify the year and birth of a person. Example, English author William Shakespeare, 1564 to 1616, is believed to be the best poet ever lived, right? William Shakespeare, 1564 to 1616, is placed in bracket. Is believed to be the best poet ever lived. And next example, Jamaican superstar Bob Marley, February 6, 1946. He was born February 6, 1946, and he passed away May 11th, 1981. He passed away May 11th, 1981, and he was born February 6, 1946. So you place that in bracket. So that is giving what? Additional information about who this superstar is, his birth and his death. But Bob Marley, Jamaican superstar Bob Marley, would just be a statement. And as I said, English author William Shakespeare is believed to be the best poet ever lived. So if I should omit the date of his birth or their birth, the sentence still makes sense. All right? So if someone is a Jamaican superstar Bob Marley, so you could put an exclamation point there. All right, so this is part two. Keep in mind, this is part two, so you can watch part one of this episode of how to use parentheses and brackets. All right, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I hope this class has been beneficial to you, and I hope you'll join me in my next class. I will leave information in the description box below about my books and books of other authors. I hope you will check them out. All right, until my next class, bye bye, and take good care of yourself. Love you. Mwah.